Welcome everybody, Will here. This is going to be a editing session here. Oh, it's early. Just going to do a little bit of editing this morning. I'm converting my ebooks to physical copies. I've had some problems with this before, but I'm using a different program now. So we'll see how lucky we can get today. I'm hoping everybody's doing good today. Just trying to record a little bit more here, get a little bit more familiar with camera, working with camera and angles and all that kind of stuff. Lighting, Lord knows this face was never made for the camera, but here we are. So here is chapter 6. I'm copying. Oh, are we on to chapter 7 already? 6 we finished. All right, 6 looks okay. Chapter 7. We are editing books this morning. Ebooks. Pretty excited about it, man. It's been doing really good. In fact, I woke up this morning and a book that I had converted had some success through the night, and I was really happy with that. It's hard. It's hard nowadays when you're trying to do research and you're writing books and you're trying to please everybody. So chapter 8. These older books to edit are the worst because these books for me were terrible. What is this? Was it 7? Yeah, 7. No, we need more chapters. Welcome in, everybody. I hope you guys are doing great today. We need to get more chapters. Add another chapter. Add. I think we got like 16 small chapters in this book that we're going to be transferring over, and then we have some back matter and some other author stuff. This Vertical Live is still a crazy platform. At least it is for me, because it's a bunch of just kind of random people, like my regular subscribers and people are interested in, the work that I normally do aren't generally the ones that get out here. And I get it, kind of why YouTube's trying it. See how many chapters are in here. This is 11, 12, 13. And then it just goes into 15. See, I don't know. Welcome in. Today we are taking a look at some of my ebooks on Amazon that are doing okay, and I'm trying to convert them into physical copies. So I figured I'd bring everybody along for this magical journey. It's actually been an absolute nightmare. Man. I love doing the ebooks, and then I had some people that were interested in doing or having physical copies of the books because they believed in the project and they wanted some first editions, which was totally cool. Hang on, let me see what chapter I ended off on. 7. So we got chapter 8. So basically I'm going through my old manuscript right now, and I am copying chapter by chapter out of my old format and trying to put it in this new format where I'm being told it'll be readable on Amazon. So this is 8. I think that's all of 8. Let's go down this section. Yeah. So now we're in 9. I hope this works. I feel like real, like authors that are have made it are pay somebody to do a lot of this editing work, because man, it's a pain in the butt. And I don't know why. It's a very complicated thing, so you got a lot of crazy stuff happening here. Well, all right, here's chapter 9. I woke up this morning and I had like $22 in there. 21.85 already today. Last night was a banger night. Maybe it was payday for a lot of people. I don't know. That's absolutely ridiculous. It's not a ton of money, but you know what I'm happy about is that, dang, I sold so far this month, and it's halfway through the month. I've sold 141 ebooks. I've made $93.13, and 500 pages of my books were read through a program called Kindle Unlimited. I just started. I'm not a professional writer. This is just something I'm trying because I enjoy what I do. Um, so yeah, $93 in 2 weeks writing some ebooks. Really, it's about converting them over to the physical copies of them. So, but no, I'm excited. I like to share that bit with everybody. And I do think it's a possibility for some people to making that extra money, especially in 2026. I know people could use a little bit extra money. Uh, Not all of us, but some of us. I tried to talk my wife into it, and she wasn't very interested in the idea of writing books. She's huge into reading books. She has read 100 times easily more books than I have, and she's a great writer, and she could do really good work, and she just doesn't do it because I understand she works enough. She already puts in 40 hours a week, and she doesn't want to ruin a hobby. So don't ruin a hobby. That's my advice for the day. Yep, $93.13 in 2 weeks doing some ebooks. That's what we're doing here. And like I said, I enjoy these books. Let me see if chapter 9 transferred over. I'm gonna have to go back through these and adjust some of them. They're just so bad. These were my early works. I can hear my cat Figaro meowing in the other room right now. He's a black smoke tabby howling cat right now. I can hear him. It's like a barn cat from the Amish in Michigan, and my wife just fell for it. And I said, that's a barn cat. And she goes, yeah, it's a cat. I said, no, it's a barn cat. There's a little bit of difference. Not much, but there is. A lot of people don't really know that. Don't know much about that stuff. It's kind of like having a potbelly pig for a pet versus a wild boar. One's going to bite you really bad every time. They're probably going to both bite you every time, but Figaro, my cat, has never been lovey-dovey. Um, he's now, I think, 16 years old. He has been to Hawaii. We had him when we flew there and when we flew back, so he had to actually ride twice on the plane. But so did our dog, Little Lamb Chop, too. So. Right now, I am converting my ebooks to physical copies. I have a lot of people that can't stand e-copies of books, and there's a lot of people that actually believe in this work enough that they want a physical copy and they want it signed because is this chapter 11? Are we already? No, we're at chapter 12. Awesome. We're moving right along. Welcome in, you guys. like I said, we're just doing some editing work. I'm converting my ebooks over to physical. I'm super excited. Made $22 last night while I was sleeping. It's not a whole lot of money. It's not about the money necessarily. It's more about that it's finally getting some traction. So yeah. I figured while I'm doing this morning, I figured I'd turn this on and just jibber jabber a little bit. So welcome in. Thanks for joining me this morning. Welcome in. Welcome in, Nay. Gotta make sure I get the small part on the new equilibrium. Most of my books are about like meditation, scientists, consciousness research, a little bit of everything. The series I'm doing right now was the Who Was series. So I just finished Who Was Itzhak Bentov, and that one's out right now. And then I've done 15 ebooks. 5 of them are absolutely free right now. If you look on my name on Amazon or Kindle, you'll find 5 of my ebooks absolutely free. My name's William Pyle. And then next week I'll give out 5 more free ones. You're free to do whatever you want with them, except plagiarize them and just steal them blatantly from me. But if you want to copy them, give them to a friend, that kind of stuff, I'm totally cool with that. All right, let's see. We're finishing up chapter 12, the new equilibrium. All right, going on to chapter 13 here. We are copying chapter 13 from my original manuscript. This book was rough because, well, for a couple reasons. One, I didn't write it as a book, not like I write the new ones. Because one, didn't know what I was doing. Ebooks were kind of a new thing to write. Like, how do you pack in so much information in such a kind of short amount of time? Let's see. Going over to chapter 14. But no, I encourage everybody. I think everybody, if they ever got a chance to, is they should put out their own ebook and just about whatever they want and just see the growth of it. See if that's something that they enjoy. I didn't know this was going to be something that I really enjoyed and got into until I really got into it. I was doing meditation and doing some consciousness research about Itzhak Bentov, and one of my subscribers, one of my biggest supporters, Max, he said, you know what, you should write a little ebook about this. A lot of people like to have something they can bring with them, and so I was clinking and clanking on that thing for a while, and finally I put together a 20-page something, put it out there, and a lot of people enjoyed it. In fact, like I said, most of these I'm going to be end up giving all of these free away at some point. So hit that like, hit that subscribe, support my journey. I do appreciate it. I'm going to try to bring you guys along with me for a lot of this. Some people will enjoy it. And some people won't, and that's okay. I don't expect for everybody to enjoy meditation. Not everybody's going to enjoy, you know, trying something new, I guess. But that's not why I'm here. I'm here just to get it out there and to share the positivity, the love, the respect. I think if more people saw that there were real people out there trying to do some real things, it might motivate more people. You know, I know in a small town like I live in, if you just saw the people here doing what they do, it's not so motivational, I guess that's the best way I could put it. They look depressed. They look like they've kind of given up on life. I also live in kind of this older retirement community. So, yeah. But I think there's... Ooh, conscious evolution. I'll have to look at that one later. All right. The observer's role. It the writing of these books, it actually a lot of it came quickly because I was into it. I don't know if you guys have ever had this before, but when you're really into something, it seems like the research comes to really quickly, and you just do it. You spend hours doing this stuff, and I'm like, oh, what time is it? That's how you know when you're found something good that you enjoy doing, and especially if it's something that could possibly, potentially, especially down the line, make some sort of living out of it, you might really want to consider it. And that's really for a lot of the young people out there trying to find themselves, trying to find what they want to do. Try to find something that you're somewhat into, at least to try to get into the field a little bit and get a taste of the water. And sometimes you'll find that you really enjoy something, and maybe you'll find that you didn't enjoy something. There's a few jobs I've definitely gotten into the past and that I thought I would like to do it at first, and then it just ended up being something I wasn't as interested in. So, where did chapter 15 go? The universal feedback loop. Ah. I think I plunged it into 14, but we'll see. Yeah, there it is. See, for what's fun for me about writing and putting these up is one, you get to write about whatever you want to write about. What up? Welcome in. And you literally can. You can write about whatever you want to write about. Like if you're into sports or kind of into cars or something like that. And I'm not talking about a thick book. I'm talking about a 20-page ebook with some simple chapters. Throw it up there. And then I do another one. You can only do one every like 3 weeks to really give the algorithm there a chance. But man, I think if a lot of you at home, welcome in, picked a subject that you liked, wrote a little ebook about it, submitted it up on Amazon, I think a lot of you would be really impressed and surprised. It's absolutely free. And to publish books on here, they'll protect your rights. They'll basically send you a check until you die if your books actually. My overall strategy for the ebook thing was to I have got 15 up there making a little bit of money. I'm hoping over time maybe have 100 up there. And that seems like a lot, but over time. And I'm thinking out of these 100 books or so that I can possibly get up there, there'll be a few that sell, every day and just kind of have that slow income kind of coming in. Welcome in, Victor. I see you. So that's what I'm doing. I also like getting the word out on Itzhak Bentov. I think the dude was off the chain and on fire. And I think his work on consciousness research, oscillation, and vibration is really something to behold. So, like I said, that's what I write about. It doesn't need to be what you guys do or deal with. And basically, it started with the channel just talking about these subjects, not even doing ebooks about these subjects. It's just talking to some people, talking on here, talking on live chat, talking, and it really kind of like, oh, this is kind of cool. And like I said, one thing led to another. Here I'm at with 1,300 subscribers on this one. I've got a couple other channels that I sort of do this on. Weekend Willie's the big one. It's got like 190 something thousand subscribers, and that's because a lot of those older channels used, they were different channels back then. They're not about advanced research and talk, and I think that's what the difference is between nowadays style and the old days. Okay, so let's make chapter 15 a reality. There. I've got to go find my old chapter 16, which is going to be R. I hope everybody's having a beautiful day. I've got to work later this evening. But I'm going to be writing here all the way to morning, Robert. I see you. What's up? Welcome in. It's a little community area, a little vertical live session. Just trying to shoot, man. Where's page? That's 13. Where's number 14? Yeah, a lot of this is going to take a while. Beautiful day in Maine, right on. Up in northern Michigan, it's absolutely cold. I think we're at single digits, something like that. In fact, the wife might have to walk home from work. Luckily, we don't, it's like a block away. But we share one car in this economy as bad as it is. Here in Michigan, man, the no fault insurance ain't no joke. Like, me and my wife both have perfect records, and it's about double anywhere else I've ever lived. So I think this might be my last season in Northern Michigan. I've really enjoyed it here. I like to experience life and I like to try other things. I feel like for me personally, there might be a better place for, for living. I'm a warm-bodied person. I'm originally from California. I think that the weather out here is a little too extreme for me. I don't get enough, I guess, out of it. One of the reasons that I moved up here is obviously it's my wife's family, and then also because the prices of things were supposed to be a lot better, and they were kind of at first, but I think the nightmare of the economy of the United States is taking over every state. I don't know. There are definitely some states that are a lot more expensive than they were before, and that's because of good reason. Quality of life, safety, maybe just the weather, being next to the coast, being in a city where you can actually get supplies. Those things will spike the price of stuff ridiculously. I used to chase that. We own our home, and we did that when we were younger. Is to chase that, get the mortgage, and do all that. It's just nowadays it's so rough, especially for kids starting out trying to get their first house. It's a different game nowadays, and I do wish them the best. And I have no answer for them. Unfortunately, I think there's been a lot of damage done. I know that I'm considering moving to either Thailand, Mexico. I was going to try to do the Canada route, but I think Canada has just gotten just as expensive as everywhere else. Um, I, as far as healthcare and as far as, quality of life for me personally, um, I think that there's a lot of other places that are offering possibilities. I tried doing this out in Hawaii, living off grid and just trying to live, a real life. And humans have destroyed that area out there, making it either unlivable or too expensive or dangerous. It's that one gift that Americans or people in general have is finding some lush, beautiful area and destroying it. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do yet. I think I am going to make a couple full long videos about this stuff on my channel. I'm going to get back to my editing and my writing. I do appreciate everybody coming here today, showing the support, showing the love. Um, and I hope this day finds you guys all well. Thank you so much, and you guys have a great one.